Where's my mouse? I got to get this back. I couldn't find my mouse. Hey, it's a house party.
House party.
Those were some tight shorts you had on, Poe.
Oh, yeah.
They're my tight shorts.
Yeah, that's the way Poe rolls. That's the way Poe rolls. Yeah, we normally can't see it because his camera only goes down to here. But yeah, tight shorts. That's where he pulls all them 2600 games out from under his tight shorts. He's like, oh yeah, I got them wedged in here.
That's the lump in the pants.
Oh, so how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing this week? Poe, did you have an exciting week?
No.
Oh, all right. Mike, how was your week?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. Just busy.
Yeah, everyone's busy. Everyone's busy. Poe, I was just joking around. Did you have anything exciting happen? I know you got some fancy drinks at the Wendy's the other day.
Oh, yeah, right.
We know all about that.
Yeah, got the Thin Mint Frosty. The Girl Scout Thin Mint Frosties came out on Friday. You can get it in chocolate or vanilla. I got chocolate, and I liked it.
Yeah. We ordered chocolate, and I got vanilla, and I liked it. But I do think I would have liked the chocolate better, perhaps. I don't know.
What do they have? They have the cookies crunched up in it? Is that what it is?
No, it's just the syrup, like a mint chocolate syrup that they put in Frosty.
Oh.
Yeah. Now on yours, was it like all like just on the edges of the cup, or did they have it mixed kind of in?
I think it was mostly like on the edges, like they probably just pump it in there, you know.
Yeah, because that's the one thing I noticed with mine. It's like the whole center was just the vanilla ice creamy stuff, and all the mint was along the edge. And then I got to the bottom, and there was like a half-inch deep at the bottom, so it's very minty down there. But
I went to McDonald's and got that. What do they call it? The
Shamrock shake.
Shamrock, yeah, Shamrock shaking. It was the same way. It was like they didn't blend it right or something. It had like vanilla ice cream all down the center, and there's just a wrap of green around the outside.
Oh.
I think those kids are lazy. They don't put it in the blender and blend it. You know, if that's the way they do it.
Yeah, I actually had to wait on my last Shamrock shake. I've had two so far. But the last one I went there and the girl said, we got to put more mint stuff in the machine. Did you want to wait? I think she was hoping I'd say, no, just cancel my order. I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting. Why I'm here. My Shamrock shake.
Yeah. I forget I don't even remember. You guys might remember. Where did I say we got that one mint thing that came out while we were in Florida and they didn't have the mint in it very good? Was that Arby's, right?
Yeah, because I just bought one of those again here. They brought ours back, I think, a week after, finally. And mine was nice and green, and it had the Andes candies all sprinkled in the whipped cream and everything.
Yeah, it was really super weak sauce. It didn't even look that green at all, it was. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kelly had them put the extra chocolate milk cookie sauce on all of ours. Maybe that's why they didn't do the chocolate frosty part. They just did extra sauce. But, yeah.
You know, Sonic has that Blizzard, they call it. No, that's Dairy Queen. Sonic has something. You know, they mix all that stuff in, you know, and it never fails. I get a thing of vanilla ice cream, and at the very bottom is the chocolate fudge and the brownie pieces. And I've gone, is it, your kids not know how to mix this shit up? I mean, you know, but I'm paying a premium for this thing, and it's crap.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's lazy people that just don't want to take the time to mix it right. But yeah, so we're having a pretty good turnout. I'm throwing people up on the chat. Sorry for not saying hello. Of course, Gideon's here. The Windmiller. He gets the first mention because he's here from the farthest. But Calvin Wong is here, Polo's here, Derek's here, Kelly's here, Mike's Gaming Gala is here, Salty's here, a bunch of the regulars. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I think I named off everyone I've seen in chat so far. But yeah, welcome to the show, the big show. A lot of information to put out this week, actually. If I don't know, do we want to start right off with the big news from Zen Studios and Pinball Bites.
Sure.
We could go with that. That would segue right into Greg's. Unless Greg, you want to talk about the tournament first, one or the other.
Oh, I don't care. I got it right here in front of me. I can bring it
why
up.
don't you do that? Why don't you do that? Bring up the tournament. We can talk about that tournament we had, and then that will segue into the Pinball Bites episode. That way, I can take time to pull up my notes.
Okay, well, we had, if you remember, last week, we gave the group a choice, and World War Z was picked amongst the two choices that I gave. I think the other one was Garfield or something.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you didn't like either one of the whole, Calvin. But anyway, we only had 1, 2, 3, 4 participants. So Off-Grid Arcade, good grief, 97,301,299. Polo, 40,996,867. Myself, 5,006,051. And coming in last place is Derek Pixeltorium at 19,736,248. So wait a second. I screwed that up. 19 million is more than 9 million. Derek did beat me. So Derek, I apologize. I got that wrong. Right.
Nice.
So anyway, with that said, it's kind of disheartening. I mean, you get. I know I'm going to start setting them up for 5 or 6 days to get it into the next weekend. So hopefully that'll help get our numbers up. So I am, but this week I'm not going to set one up, and the reason is Bart will probably get into that with his thing. But there is a Zen Studios is doing some service on their servers, and they said any tournament that started this week, if the service starts taking place while the tournament's going on, everything will be lost. So I figured there's no sense in going into the effort to put that up for this week. So
Right.
with that said, congratulations to Bart for winning. Congratulations to me for being last and bringing up the rear as usual. And I'll let Bart go ahead and give the rest of the pinball news.
Yeah, and thanks, Polo, for congratulating Polo. I don't know if you watched my video when I played in your tournament, Greg, but after the ball 2, I was like, what the heck does Polo have? Like 40-something million. There's no way. And then I got in some wacky mode. I don't even know how I did it. And I looked up. If you hadn't watched my video yet on that World War Z, fast forward to the very end of the game, you can see my face. I was like, what did that score say? 97 million? What? I don't even know how it got there, but I ended up with a lot of points on ball 3. 90% of my score is ball 3. All right, so getting off of that, Pinball Bites. I'm sure, Poe, you watched it, right? Because I think you posted the link to it. Greg, I'm sure you watched this Pinball Bites show. And Mike, I don't know if you were able to catch it, but they had quite a bit of information on there. One of the big things was the VR. They are releasing VR Pinball FX for the Meta Quest. It's going to be on the Quest 2, Quest 3, the 3S, and the Pro. So those of us that have the Quest 2 still, we're not going to be left out of this. And April 3rd. April 3rd is when that comes out. So we still have a couple months to go, a month and a half or so. But they're just over a month. But it's going to be, instead of the normal where you can download the game for free and then you get like one game for free and then you buy all your tables, it is going to cost $9.99, but it comes with that that pinball pack that has the Mummy on it, Pinball Noir, and the Sky Pirates. So it's $10, but you get 3 tables. They also announced at the same time on April 3rd for individual pricing, Indiana Jones, Addams Family, Twilight Zone, Star Trek Next Generation, World Cup Soccer, and then that 3-pack with the Xena, Knight Rider, and Battlestar Galactica will all be available on launch day on April 3rd. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. So I will be dipping there again, even though I've already double dipped most of these to both the Switch and the cabinet back here.
It's a whole different experience, though. I mean, from what I'm seeing, it looks like you can do a lot of stuff outside of playing the game. FX2 is actually what's on MetaQuest now.
Right.
And although when you look around, you do see some cool stuff in the room with you, but you don't really interact with it. You only interact with the pinball table. I think you're going to be able to interact with more stuff.
Yeah.
Is what I'm.
Yeah.
If you have the Quest 3, it has the augmented reality, so you can make it look like the tables are in your house.
In your house. Yeah, that looked pretty cool too. And
I'm not going to buy a Quest 3. I'm gonna stick with
right.
what I got.
They did also say that the Pinball FX2 that's currently on the Quest is getting renamed, but it's going to be the same thing. They don't want the confusion of FX and FX2, so people think FX2 is the newer one. So they're going to rename that to I didn't write that down. It was like FX Classic or something like that. So if you already have the Pinball FX2 on your Quest, you can still play that, but this is completely new. Kaos, welcome to the show. And now I got another big announcement that they had on that Pinball Bites, the Jurassic Park tables. They finally got authorization to use the actual Jurassic Park theme. So they are redoing on all platforms. If you own the Jurassic Park tables, whether it's Pinball FX3 or Pinball FX, whether it's on Steam, Switch, wherever you're playing it, they're going to update the music and have the officially licensed music for the Jurassic Park tables. So that's pretty cool. I know Ed, Digital Victory, he'll be excited about that because he's a big fan of those Jurassic Park tables and stuff. And then the news we've all been waiting for. This Thursday, February 27th, Nintendo Switch, Williams packs 4, 5, and 6 are coming out for the Switch. And just like before, amazingly enough, if you own those tables on FX3, you will get them for free on FX on your Switch. So it's a free upgrade. That's pretty awesome. They say that they're going to try to get it to, other platforms too, but we know how that seems to work out so far. Shoot.
Do you have to request it, or is it just going to be automatic?
I think you just go to the store, and if you already have the one, it'll be free because that's how they did it with the last packs. So it just worked. At the same time, they're also adding Whirlwind, Bride of Pinbot, and Swords of Fury as independent purchases. They were never on FX3, so the free upgrade is not available. But those tables will be suddenly available coming this Thursday on the Nintendo Switch for Pinball FX. But so I'm pretty stoked about that. I mean, free tables. So if you already have them,
when's that start? When is that? This weekend?
It's Thursday, the 27th.
Oh, Thursday
the 27th.
Cool.
So, and I haven't tested. I don't know exactly when the Jurassic Park music was supposed to happen, but I know I did have a big update on it. So maybe it was already done, but I didn't test the table to see if the music's already on. But that's a free update too. So just at some point you'll play the Jurassic Park and you'll have the new music for it. So.
Well, I own all. So what you're saying is I own all FX3 tables on my Switch. So now, since I own them all, then on Pinball FX, I'm going to get all those tables for free on the Switch.
Yeah, for those Williams pack 4, 5, and 6. Yeah. Yeah, because you already purchased them.
My big question is, and I know I'm going to stir some people up, and they're going to say, "Why you got to bring that up?" But I'm going to. Travis and I came out today. We went down to Walmart. I needed to do some walking, which, by the way, that worked out really good. I actually got out and walked around. There was a few things I needed. But we were walking down the gaming aisle, and first of all, the Walmart around here remodeled, and they just screwed up the store horribly. You can't find anything. Everything's been moved, and their inventory is low. I don't know if they reduced the inventory, but the Switch aisle is vacant, bare, bones, nothing. And I'm just wondering, are a lot of people not purchasing Switch games? And for Switch hardware, but especially the games. The games, there used to be a whole wall for Switch games. And I'm just wondering if people are concerned about the Switch 2 coming out and not enough information yet. Why would you go buy a game if you're not sure if it's going to be back? The rumors are, but it's not confirmed that it's going to be backwards compatible. Why would you buy a $50 game?
Right.
And that's another thing I'm curious about is this, and we don't know. I know nobody knows, but is this Pinball FX, Pinball M, all that, is that going to be able, since you own it digitally,
Right.
is that going to be able to work on the Switch too? So that's a big question in my mind for anybody that may be watching and knows the answers to that, or if Lars is watching from over there and wherever it's at, answer these questions in between cleaning the toilets or something.
Right. Yeah. That is a good question. So I would hope so. I mean, it's another Switch. It's not like it's going to some other completely different platform, like, when you went from the Super Nintendo to like the Wii or something. It's not some huge, or, I guess GameCube was in there somewhere between the two, but I couldn't think fast enough. But
yeah, Mike's Gaming Gallus says it is backward compatible. So that's good to know. And that's cool to know that my little cartridges will work, but that's still that language there saying it's backward compatible. That's good news, but it still doesn't tell me whether my digital games are going to have to be rebought or whether they're going to be able to be downloaded on.
Oh yeah, if you have to purchase them again, yeah, I would think you'd be fine, but I don't know. I don't know. It's tough to try to guess, but I would think we'd be fine. So, but yeah. Anyway.
They did announce they're getting rid of the gold points. So if you have gold points, use them up this week, is it? Or is it end of next month, maybe? Yeah, they're doing away with that. So.
Yeah, I think it was this month, but I'd have to look it up again. I don't know for sure.
Interesting. Yeah. Huh. I don't know. All right, so that's basically the big news regarding Pinball FX and what they got going on. They didn't announce any new tables for FX. They didn't announce any other than the Switch getting those, but their old tables are just getting released finally for the Switch. And they didn't mention any Pinball M upcoming tables, which I'm getting antsy for another Pinball M table to come out, but we'll see what happens.
I know Mike's waiting for Elvira to come.
Right?
Yeah. I was actually messaging about to get the statue.
They sent me the Elvira tables. They sent me them to try them out, but I'm not allowed to show them.
Oh, yeah.
You weren't even supposed to talk about it, Poe.
I'm not allowed to talk about it, except that the Pinball M version is totally naked.
Oh, jeez.
Or maybe I was naked when I was playing it. I can't remember.
One of the two. It was one of the two.
That's neat.
Yeah. I got my Elvira topper. So
and it was the VR version too. So I was just walking around the house with the headset on naked.
Right.
Tilting the whole time.
You were able to maintain a 3-inch spacing between yourself and the walls, though.
Yeah. Oh, and look at Derek's throwing in a segue here. Zachariah, how about Zachariah, Greg? Have you been following that? They have released 3 new deluxe tables in the last month.
Yes, and I was going to bring up Zachariah because I actually have been playing a lot, as y'all know, on instead on the PC, I've been playing on the Xbox. So I went ahead and double dipped on some of those. And yes, and it gets confusing to me, though. They've got so many different packs that the the Spooky table that they did the better graphics on, upgraded. Is that on the retro one or the deluxe one?
They upgraded the graphics on all of the remake and all of the deluxe tables. So all of those, the ones that are solid state or EM, those are based on the actual tables that they physically built. So those are the same artwork and stuff. But the remakes and deluxe got all new artwork and for every one of the tables. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, and then those 3 brand new. I don't know if you saw my video. I went to make a video for the one that came out right after I left to go to Florida conveniently. So I came out here, I booted it up, and I'm like, what's this other table? They had another release I didn't even know about. It came out on like Thursday. And of course, I don't know if it's still going, but the first few days that they release them, you get 10% off or something like that. So, I mean, it's not a deal breaker. They're $3 a table. So you save 30 cents. But hey, 30 cents is 30 cents. Yeah, so I ended up doing a completely different video because Earth, Wind, Fire came out the day before I went to record. So I said, I'll record that one first. I did record the other one, but I don't think I ever uploaded it yet. But yeah, so there's.
I haven't played it yet on my actual, pinball table, the pinball machine virtual or my whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I know the back glasses come with them, and I've been kind of excited, not like Zen Studios, you got to get your back glass, but I've been dying to play it because you said the back glasses have been updated. I've only been playing single screen, so I've been dying to get down there. But the only other thing I wanted to say about Zaccaria is I finally went ahead and I thought, what is this zombie mode? And they had it for like $1.99, and I thought, I'm gonna buy that zombie mode. I was loading my cart up with crap anyway, and I'll tell you what, have you played that? Any of you guys played zombie mode on the Zaccaria?
That's where the zombies are walking down the table.
Yeah, you don't pick a table. You just go and you've got the extras, it says at the top, or something like that, or specials, and then you got a campaign and you got zombie, and yeah, it switches you to different tables, and you got to get to a certain level to change tables. But yeah, the zombies are coming down. You got to hit them with the pinball. It's fun, a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and I do like Zaccaria. Just like you were saying, the back glasses come. If you play in cabinet mode on a cabinet, that whether you home build it or you're playing on your at games or whatever, if you got multi-screen, you set it up once, and then all the tables have all the back glasses, have all the DMD stuff. Everything is just done. And when they release a new table, you just purchase it, and maybe there's an update through Steam, but then it's there and it works. You don't have to go searching for a back glass. You don't have to resize things if you have a different size, because that's a pain in the ass for me with Pinball FX. People will make back glasses, but everyone uses widescreen monitors for their back glass anymore, and mine's a 4:3 monitor, so I have to resize the whole thing, and it takes me a while to get a working back glass. Where on Zaccaria, it just works. It just works. I want to get to this. Polo put a thing up, and he put it up earlier, and I didn't get to it. Since we're talking pinball, he says he recommends Captain Spaulding, Baywatch, Loaded Weapon, JP's Space Cadet, Freddy's Nightmare, and Willy Wonka 3.5 as new VPX tables to get. Yeah, it's been a while since I downloaded any VPX tables, but I know anything that's JP makes good tables, and what's that, VPW group? They put out some really good tables too. So yeah, that looks like a pretty good list, but I haven't downloaded any of them. But yeah. All right. So there we go with all of that pinball stuff about FX, Zaccaria we even covered. So we want to change subjects a little bit. Mike, did you have some stuff you want to go over?
We should probably do the tournament for Miss Pac-Man since it's done. I got the high score for it.
All right, that sounds good.
All right, I'll share the screen. There it is. All right, so first place for Miss Pac-Man for the Atari 2600. It's going to be Off-Grid Arcade. He's got 32,460. Second place, Mr. Poestyle, 23,740. Me, 21,840. Pixeltorium, 17,560. G. Parker's Arcade Room, 17,340. And T-Dog, 2,890.
Nice. Look.
Sorry, I sneezed there when you announced Bart's score. I didn't mean to sneeze like that.
How about Derek just snaking you out at the last minute there, Greg? That's pretty rude.
Yes, that is. I mean, I by like what 200 points or something like that. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's like he just played past me and then turned off the computer.
Yeah, he just shut it down. He's just watching the score. He had his girlfriend sitting there with a camera. It's like, as soon as it gets higher, just take the picture real quick, and I'm shutting it down. Yeah, I'm just saying, if Greg had 2 good knees, he'd have beat Derek. But with the bum knee, that's the only reason Derek beat you. It's hard to run through a maze with one leg.
Actually, it's really funny since you mentioned that. My left knee that had surgery has now become my good knee. My right knee now has become the bad knee.
No.
It's starting to the point where it needs surgery, and they've built this up enough. But they can't get me until May. I'll be having the other one done probably mid-May. But I decided I'm just going to get it over with, and maybe by summer I'll have 2 working.
Nice.
Oh, maybe a third.
Oh, nice. Well, hopefully it works out. Yeah, because you're about due to have working knees again.
Can I know, Mike, I know you're on Pac-Man, but I just got to ask one question. I'm afraid I'll forget. Zachariah Pinball, it keeps track of your scores, has a leaderboard. Mine is saying it did this a while back. It says unable to upload. Do you wish to continue? And if you hit yes, it loses the score. So has anybody else noticed that? Was Zachary, have you noticed that?
No.
It says unable to contact server.
Huh.
So,
yeah, I haven't had any issues with it, with any of the leaderboard stuff or any of that stuff. Huh.
Okay. Sorry, Mike. Go ahead. I just wanted to bring that up that I'm having trouble. Sounds like I'm the only one, so
sure.
it must be my equipment.
I guess we can go over Boot Camp, the arcade game, aka Combat School. So I got a video on it. So,
okay.
Bart, you want to play it?
Sure. We ready to roll? Here we go.
I am Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, your drill instructor. You will speak only when spoken to. And the first and last words out of your filthy sewers will be, sir. Do you maggots understand that?
Sir, yes, sir.
I can't hear you. Sound off like you got a pair.
Sir, yes, sir.
If you survive recruit training, you will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death, praying for war.
Nice.
All right, we're going to be playing some Combat School. So basically the game, you're in boot camp.
Fire!
Typically you'd play it with another person, but we can play it against the computer.
Fire! Ready, go! You made it, Nick. Yeah.
No way. Did I make it? I stopped running.
Ready, fire!
Oh boy.
Fire! 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 Okay, Nick? Yeah!
Yeah, I made it. Oh boy.
Ready, go! Out!
Yeah. Oh crap.
No.
Yeah. Oh boy. No.
Out!
Go, Nick, go.
Out!
Yeah. Did it.
You made it! Nick? Yeah!
Yeah.
Just in the nick of time.
Nice. Oh. Ooh, my guy out of shape. Fire range.
Ready, fire! Darn it!
Oh man.
Your last chance, Chump. Ready?
Drill Sergeant's not happy.
Come on! Ooh. Come on! Hurry up! Ooh. Come on! Ooh. Can't you do it better? Ooh. Okay. Nick? Yeah!
All right. Keep going. Arm wrestling.
Ready!
Oh crap.
Go!
Go, Nick. Yeah. Take that, Joe. Loser.
Nice. Joe the
Ready!
loser.
Fire! Darn it! Fire! Darn it! Fire! 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 Go home to your mother. Nick?
Oh, dang
Darn
it.
it!
Call outs are awesome.
Well, that was fun. Alright, this is not for a high score challenge or anything like that. This is just play something different on the arcade machine. It's actually pretty fun. I've played it before. I know I have it on my 1943 cabinet too, so that's a vertical. Well, we're playing on the horizontal game here.
Ready?
But it's actually pretty fun. If you get a chance, try this game out. Alright, take care everyone. Bye.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is actually Air Force basic training. That's all I had to do for basic training was play that game.
If you could get past stage 3, you're in.
You made it. Oh,
Go back to your mama. What? Oh, that's hilarious. Now, was that game released on one of the consoles, like the NES or something?
No.
Okay.
What I found out about it, it's just was it a Konami game that was released in 1987. So of course it takes place. You're a Marine recruit, doing these various obstacles like the obstacle course, the firing range, the arm wrestling, and of course the last one. If I would have just made it through the firing range level, I would have went to the POW rescue mission. So it was kind of interesting too. So the Japanese version used a trackball, while us, like in Europe and the United States, we had the joystick and buttons. So, and also, was it Combat School was only for Japan and Europe, but Boot Camp, the one we got, was in North America. And also, what I was kind of reading from it, the American version is kind of censored. It's just the character's appearance and also the dialogue. Apparently, the Combat School, which was the Japan and Europe one, had the drill instructor more hard on you. And then the North American release, it's like having a kinder drill sergeant, so he doesn't like get hard up on you like on this game.
No,
so I thought it was kind of funny. Yeah,
it was the Air Force version.
The Air
Right.
Force version.
Didn't want to offend.
But
Yeah.
you can play it too. It's on was it the home computer ports for was it Commodore 64, the ZX Spectrum, the Amstrad, CPC, and MSX. And also,
You better say Zed
yes,
in case there's any.
Z said what? And it was in the Konami collection too, so that game's on there as well and stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, that's cool. I never heard of that game before, so I'm gonna have to give it a try.
The reason I asked if it was on the console, I felt like I've played that before, but I don't remember playing it like in an arcade. I thought maybe it was on an NES or something, but maybe not. It might have been in an arcade, but I have played that before, years and years ago. Yeah, it's a pretty fun game because I remember it's almost like track and field, that where you're hitting the buttons really fast and what was it, Track and Field 2 or whatever, the second one that they had where they had the shooting games and all that stuff instead of just
game.
Yeah, so it reminded me of that, but it was set in like an army setting. So
Zed's dead, Mike. Zed's dead.
Zed's
I
dead.
got some like photos I can show too. So
Okay.
let me see if I'll share the screen. All right, hold on. I'm gonna like play it first, and then. Oh, not here. Is it showing? Oh, hold on.
Are you ready for me to show it or no? Oh, that went away.
Oh, let me. Is it that one? Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to play the video once.
You want me to put it up now or wait a second?
Well, I'm looking at that second screen. It's not playing the video. It shows like the. Hold on. Oh, I found it. Okay. Getting used to this. Sorry. Okay, I got it. Whenever you're ready. So there's my boot camp. That's in Illinois, and that's the entrance when I was getting out of boot camp. So, yeah, and it was winter time, so it sucked being in there. It's very cold.
So it's definitely Navy with the phallic symbols there, the columns.
I wouldn't know. It was kind of crazy, right? So I'm leaving boot camp, and I just have to walk across the street. And then originally, when I signed up for my job, I was going to be a hospital foreman. So those are combat medics for the Navy. So my school was just right across the street from boot camp. So That's where I went to, and then here's a core school that I ended up going to study to be a medic before switching jobs to be a Navy Seabee. And then let's see here. There we go. We got like for like some of the boot camp stuff that you've seen what they're doing. We didn't do this. This was in CB school when I was going through my A school training. We had a tug of war with the Army. So the Army Corps of Engineers goes at the same school we do. So we run the schools for the Army Corps of Engineers and also the Air Force, which is the Red Horse. And then here's the Army. So little friendly.
Not as sexy on that side.
Well, the Air Force, yeah, they were out snacking, so they would come in later. So whoever won, they would take on who won. That was us, so we won. And for training, so this was our M16A2. This is our field exercise. This is my buddy Tytler with his M16. So we got to the range to do training with our 16s, as well as doing like kind of war games out in the woods. So I know he qualified and I qualified as well. I think he got a marksman. So I got like the second highest was the sharpshooter for the M16.
Nice.
And then let's see here. Here I got trained to do the M203. So this is the 16 with the 203 grenade launcher at the bottom.
Oh,
so I had
cool.
to like destroy a vehicle out in range. I did pretty good. It's just trying to align how, where to shoot the dang thing. Because you had to look at the measurements and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. So he's just explained me how to hit my target up over there. So that's the instructor there. And then lastly, where Nick is shooting the M60, that's that machine gun that's supposed to take on like a bunch of targets. That's mine that I carried out in the field exercise. So yeah, I have an M60 as well. If you see the red, we put those on there so that we won't shoot each other. So it's just there for training. And we do fire blanks when we play war games out there. I think they've changed it. Now it's kind of like laser tag. But prior to that, when I went into doing our war games and stuff, no, we were using blanks.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's my gear right there. So that was actually pretty fun. All right, that's it.
Nice.
Oh, and Saboteur Hyper Sports. Yeah, that was that other like track and field, right? Yeah. Yeah. And good to see you, Saboteur. Welcome to the show. Yeah, that's pretty cool, Mike. That's pretty cool. I didn't do any of that stuff. Last time I shot a gun was in boot camp. And it was just those little pistols things that were whatever.
Yeah, we did that later when I got to get stationed over in Germany to help out the Navy SEALs. They had like construction projects we were going to do, and they took us to the range, so we got to fire their pistols, which was the Sig Sauer P226 9mm. So I did qual when I went over there and shot with them and stuff. So typically CBs don't carry like having pistol ribbons. You don't really see that. Then I know when I got back to battalion, they were like, where the hell did you get that and stuff? And I said, well, the SEALs took us out for training for pistol and we got qualled up on it. And so what kind of sucks, when I got that, I got picked a lot to do guard duty, since you do carry a Beretta. And then I had to kind of explain to them, like, can you train me? Well, you got your pistol marksman ribbon there. You should know how to use it. I go, this is a totally different weapon because the Beretta fires differently than the Sig Sauer because you decock it on the side of the pistol, unlike the Beretta that has a safety on the top, which I wasn't familiar with. I'm like, well, you need to train me on this because I've never shot a Beretta before. Right. I said, a Sig, yes, if you hand me a Sig, but we didn't have Sig Sauers. So, but that was kind of
there you go.
Yeah,
Poe's got you. Yeah. See, I did the exact opposite when I went. When I did my qualifications with fire, I missed the entire target completely with every single shot. So they never asked me to do anything like that. They never once asked me to do guard duty. They're like, no, we're safer with you not there. I said, oh, that worked. That worked.
Yeah, I usually get picked. I know, like, I suck at the combat school game. Not really good at it, but in the military, I was really good with firearms. So I know I got picked a lot, like for security detail, and also with the armory. So I got volunteered when I passed my shotgun quals. They nominated me to be, because they were short staffed with MPs on there for like bus rides to secure. When we go to the firing range, they need someone else with a shotgun to ride on the bus. So I got picked to go along with it. So yeah, pretty fun. I enjoyed it when we did that kind of stuff.
Well, I noticed in your video there when you were playing the game, when you got to that firing range one where they had some targets were good to hit and some will look like your drill instructor. You went full private pile there, and your first 2 shots, you're just taking out the drill instructor. You're like, douche. Okay, do it again, douche.
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny. I've never made it that far before, so I was really unsure. I go, "Oh, what do I do here?" And I was firing at the drill sergeant. I know that was my first playthrough though, so if I got to play it again, it's like, oh, okay, I can.
Yeah, I like the close up of the drill sergeant. Wasn't quite the Smokey the Bear hat. It looked like a green Indiana Jones fedora he had going on there.
Oh, it's kind of funny when he gets disappointed in you. I thought he was calling me Chuck, which is kind of funny because that's what our RDC, our recruit divisional commander, would call us. He didn't call us by any names. They usually have a made up name for you in boot camp. And he called everybody Chuck. So I'm like, nice. What are you calling me Chuck? And just, it brought me back.
That's hilarious. Yeah. All right. Well, that's some good stuff. And that's neat how you did the boot camp type game, and then you showed your military training slideshow.
Yeah, I like that. That was cool.
That was neat. Kelly said, "How fun! Have a slideshow." That's nice. That was cool. But all right, what else? What else we got?
I know I got a movie thing too, but someone wants to take over, then I can go back to it later. So, we have some more to talk about.
Okay. Poe, did you have anything specific you were wanting to talk about today? We didn't get a chance to talk in the green room much. Did you have anything?
Yeah. No, well, we still have Choplifter going on, in case anybody wants to get in on that, and nobody has yet. As far as I know, there's been no scores, but that's my fault too, because I issued the challenge and I haven't even put up a score yet. So, it's going until this coming Saturday. Originally, anyway. If we decide later we're going to extend it, then maybe we'll do that. But let's try to get some scores in, hopefully, this week.
Yeah, I'll be playing tomorrow, more than likely tomorrow or Tuesday. I will be playing. I didn't have a chance to. I'm pretty sure I do have it on the arcade because I know how badly I played it. So, but I'm not going to practice. I'm just going to record it and see what I can do. It'll be ugly. So. Watch for the carnage. But yeah, so that'll be going out Monday. But it's a fun game. Choplifter is a really fun game.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I was trying to. That's right before I lost signal. That's the last part of last week's show I was able to catch was your Choplifter video. And the only hint or tip that I know of with that game is when you go up and you land for the little guys to get on your helicopter, every time one gets on, just raise up and come down, just whoop, whoop, and then those tanks won't come out and shoot you, and you can get all the guys and get out cleanly. Now, I know that trick, and I know that trick works, but I haven't been able to do it yet because I keep getting killed on the way there or back anyway. So I have yet to rescue any hostages since.
Yeah, when I got to that point, I was murdering them all. I think in my video last week on the show, I picked up one guy, and as I was flying back, I got blown up. So
yeah. But that is a little tip. You can, if you don't have to worry about the tank shooting you down, if you just don't stay landed too long is the trigger. But so yeah, you'll see when I play in my game and make a video, you'll see me bouncing there trying to get the guys on, and then probably getting killed on the way back, so they all die with me. So that seems to be my strategy for that game.
And you get more points if you get at least everybody on the helicopter before you die. If someone shoots you down,
right? Yeah, you should get bonus. Yeah, but I don't know. Like I said in my video, it does seem like
it's pretty hard. Now, with these games that are packaged for us for the arcade, you can't go in and change the main settings or, the dip switches for the cabinets. With the
Right.
Viper, you can. With the Viper, it's just MAME on there. You can go in and switch everything. So maybe I should look at it on the Viper and see if there's settings on there and see what the original arcade settings were for it.
Yeah, and see if it's easier or harder than the whatever we have on the arcade.
Yeah, it seemed kind of crazy.
Yeah, but all right, yeah. So I plan on playing that. Mike's going to play it. Greg's having trouble getting his to load and play. So, but
Yeah, I played the Master.
I've got one. I realized I've been trying to play it too on the Log Alley. I've also got a lot of those games on a Raspberry Pi, and I've got another computer downstairs that's got the RetroArch on it. So maybe I just need to go down and try one of those other devices. Could be the devices.
Yeah, that particular main version that you got installed on that ROG could be causing you trouble.
And Greg did play more Indiana Jones this week, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a matter of fact, I'm gonna do short segments though. I'm gonna go from save point to save point instead of going, and it's kind of unlike your PlayStation, which Travis and I were at the store today. I told you that, and he was looking at the PlayStations and the Xboxes. They didn't even have any Xboxes there. He asked me, he says, "Should I get the new PlayStation or the Xbox?" And I said, "To be honest with you, everything I've seen from these other guys, I'd get the PlayStation. I'm the one that got the Xbox." But that's another one of my complaints is you can't. It's hard to record on it unless you're using you can use a capture card, but then you got to take the big old, what do you call it, Mike?
Yeah.
A monolith.
The monolith. You worship it.
Pick it up. And, how I'm doing those videos is I'm actually streaming them to Twitch, because it'll let you stream to Twitch audio and everything. And if you record to itself, you can record to itself, but it won't take an external mic. So you'll notice some of those I don't have any of my audio in, but if I go to Twitch, I can actually insert some audio, and then I just download them from Twitch and re-edit them and put them up for Facebook.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about the PlayStation version is if I was doing a live stream to play different things, I would have to end the stream every time if I'm doing it straight from the PlayStation. You can't go back out and pick another game without ending your stream or recording. So
that's the way Twitch is on the Xbox. Yeah, once you stop a game, it throws everything out of whack. Yeah.
And I hope that the Switch 2 does something so that you don't have to dig out the laptop and the capture card and everything. It would be nice if they would. I doubt it. I doubt they'll do that, but it would be nice if Nintendo would let us stream from there.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Well, like I say, the Xbox, it's got you can hook up it's got two different external drive ways you can go about. One is to put more games on, and then you have to have their. It's actually Samsung, I think, makes the little. It looks like a Switch game that goes into the machine. It's a proprietary drive that goes in that you can store games on. Now, if you want to hook an external like a solid state drive up, that's fine, but it only works for doing videos and saving them, which is fine. But it won't let you record your mic from your headset. It only records the game. Now, when you go to Twitch, it's funny. You know that little downhill skiing thing that you like? Those snow guys? That one's funny. If you go to stream it on Twitch, it says this game is blocked. This game has blocked the ability to stream. So all those have been recorded on the device. But I don't know why some games on the Xbox will not let you stream them. You'd think they'd want you to stream them to get more people to buy them, but they won't. I forget. Kwanzaa, is that the name of it? The racing game? Forza won't let you stream.
Forza, it's on PlayStation now.
Or Zed.
Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. Whose motorcycle is this? It's a chopper.
Yeah, no blueberry
Bring it.
picnic, so.
Bring out the Derek.
Oh,
sorry, Derek.
That's funny. Yeah, I like that downhill skiing video you did. I watched that
was
while
cool.
I was on my trip, and I did have to laugh though. That one time you were trying to jump across that cavern, that canyon thing, and you ate it, and then you started again and ate it. I'm like, oh man, great, he can't get across. And then like on the fourth try, you got it. But I was rooting for the mountain at that point. I'm like, do it again. Ah, he finally made it. But,
Yeah, you had some cool videos out there. That was fun, and like I said, that Indiana Jones one, and how it was like the beginning of Raiders when you go in there and do all that stuff. You know, that was really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch those ones yet, so no spoilers.
The one to say about the Raiders is the graphics. I'm playing that on my 4K TV, and YouTube's not doing any favors to that quality of that video by the time I upload them and everything. But I'm telling you what, if you could see it on the set in front of me, I mean, the shading, the shadows, everything is just so pristine. It's almost, I know the first time they showed Indiana Jones, you know, he had his head down and his hat on, and you know, he finally gave the reveal where he looks up at something, and I swear it's Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they continue on with these kind of things. Give us some more indie adventures that we didn't have before, you know.
Right.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool.
The only thing I did today on the Xbox, I got, Mike and I talked about this last week. I think it was about what my games were. I liked the Ninja Gaiden 3. I actually did some video on that, and it wouldn't let me it wouldn't let me transfer them to my computer. I'm sitting there beating my head against the wall. I'm thinking, okay, I'll do another segment on that, but I got the footage. I'll have to figure out somehow how to get it off of there. I got to take my laptop down there and plug it into my Xbox.
But OBS is what was giving me problems yesterday. I was trying to record footage for a new video, and it was like 20 minutes of footage. Well, I did pause it at 6 minutes, and I know that I hit the pause, and then I unpaused, and it continued to look like it was recording. And when I got done with it, it says, here's 6.5 minutes of video. So anything after the unpause didn't happen. When I hit stop recording, it said stopping recording and just froze on the screen that way. So I had a feeling something was screwed. Hey, Bliss.
Bliss.
Hey, how's it going, Phil?
Hey, Bliss.
Yeah, I had that one time where I paused a video, and then I could have swore I pushed to unpause, and then later on, I record. I don't even remember what I was playing, Truck Stim or one of those things that I was playing for a long time, and then I wanted to pause again, so I hit the pause, and when I looked over, it was that time it was unpausing. So the whole time I thought I was recording, it was paused. And then I'm like, okay, let me pause really quick. And then I started the recording. So instead of all that truck driving, all I got was, why the fuck's it recording now? What's going on? Yeah. But I lost probably 20, 30 minutes of recording because it was paused when I thought I unpaused it. But
it's funny that Bliss showed up because on this side I have a game that he loves, and on this side I have. So let's grab them here and let's put them together.
All right, we got a big
What's
screen list.
Favorites?
There we go.
Beat him in Pac-Man.
Just in
kidding.
time.
Just kidding, Bliss.
You know, you talk, Bart, about not knowing if you're recording. That's one thing I'll say, going back to the Xbox again. If you're recording to itself, you hit the record button, and it'll say recording started, but there's nothing to let you know that it's still recording. And so if you accidentally hit on your controller, there's two buttons that I programmed. It turns it off. Well, you can actually turn it off, and you never know that you did or you paused it. But the one thing is, if you do it with Twitch, it has a little red light down at the bottom right hand corner of your screen that lets you know. I wish they'd all do that. It lets you know that you're recording or that you're live, and then when you turn it off, that light goes away. And I wish they'd all take that same method. I mean, even us right here, all of us go straight to our channels, and or at least somebody does to make sure we're actually on. What you and I started one time, Bart, and talked for 20, 30 minutes, and that wasn't even on.
I think we did that on our show. I think we went for like 15, 20 minutes one time, just talking.
Yeah.
And people in the chat, the people in the chat were actually kind of answering us, but they weren't watching us. So.
Right. They just happened to be talking about the same topic or whatever. The responses that fit. Yeah, I remember that because for like 6 months after that, every time we were 2 minutes late, they're probably live and don't know it or think they're live. Yeah. But
Bliss, I love you. Hi.
Bart, throw him out. Throw Paul out.
I love you all.
I mean, I feel bad because I was trying to protect Bliss's, and not getting upset, and I accidentally maximized Poe. So I feel bad. Instead of kicking him, I just made him bigger. But anyway, yeah.
My wife has that problem. She tries to kick me out, but she just makes me bigger. Now Bliss is gone for sure. I didn't mean it, Bliss. I was just joking.
Yeah. And just to clarify, bigger does not mean big.
Bigger than normal.
3/4 of an inch is bigger than a half inch. That's all I'm saying. But anywho, speaking of not bigger, I do have a short video about that new Alice Goes to Wonderland table that they are in the middle of making. They say they're still on the path to be sub $1,000 on this pinball table. It's they say 75%, but in their fine print they say it's about 80% the size of a real table, full size pinball table. And I was watching P-Dubs did a show where he was interviewing the guys that are making the thing. And he said, well, under 1,000, what does that mean? $999.99? The guy was like, maybe. We're not sure. We're still doing math, but they're looking to get under $1,000 for sure still, and they are on pace. And I figured I'd give them some free advertising. So I went to their Facebook page. They had a little video showing some gameplay, showing the play field and all that. So I promptly ripped it and butchered it and made it into a short little video here. I figure they won't be mad at me because I'm advertising there positively.
First, did you do a 15-minute intro first?
Yeah. It's a 3-minute video, but it's 20 minutes long because it's all pro intro style.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing tutorials soon on how to make the perfect video. So
yeah, I get that intro. Yeah, this is actually I kind of figured I ripped out their audio. It's just video. I kind of figured I'd talk over it with what I remember from the thing. But so I'm going to go ahead and play that real quick. Like I said, it's about almost 4 minutes long. But it's kind of funny. The guy does a reveal in the beginning. He's got the pinball table under a tarp and he pulls it out like, bah! But,
nice.
Yeah, I think it's looking pretty cool. Let me go ahead and push play on this thing.
I'm going to take a 4-minute nap. Let me know.
All right.
Before it comes back.
There we go. There it is with the side art. And Kelly and I are really digging that artwork on the side of the back box. Looks really good. I'll go ahead and pause the video right here so you can see it. I think the artwork looks really good.
Got the caterpillar and the rabbit.
Yeah, the rabbit's got that evil look on it. I paused closer. Man,
caterpillar looks like Derek.
Yeah. They did take advice from people that were kind of complaining about the Alice's face on the back glass. They redid that a little bit. Here's a kind of flyover of the play field, what they got going as of right now. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Everything right now is just 3D printed. It's not the final, exactly what it's going to look. But this is a good idea of.
Oh, I like the cards there. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, people are saying, whatever you do not lose those cards. Those cards look awesome going up that ramp.
Yeah.
And they're still not sure if they're going to stick with the chrome on the, all the trim, or if they're going to go with like a matte black or something like that.
Yeah, I like the chrome.
Let me pause that.
That chrome looks beautiful. That chrome looks beautiful, though. That is just absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. If it was under 1,000, I'd probably buy
that's
that
cool.
one. I mean, just
Kaos asked, yes, the ball is a little bit smaller than the standard pinball. Now this right here, this is the newest version of the playfield art. It hasn't been put onto the table yet. This is like a canvas overlay. So they changed up Tweedledee and Tweedledum a little bit. How the direction she's looking there a little bit is a little bit tweaked, but that's what that is. I don't know why it was stopped so long on that little. Now here's some gameplay. People were complaining about the gameplay video they released the last time, and they pretty much threw the guy under the bus that was playing. They said he just sucks because he couldn't hit any of the ramps. And now this dude, he just hit that ramp 3 times in a row. He had a little trouble getting into there. They are still tweaking some of this stuff, though. So there he hit the right-hand ramp with the spinner, and there he drained. And this is just a loop, so this is the same gameplay. That's the extent of the gameplay that they have right now. And one cool thing, Greg, you'll appreciate this too. The flipper strength is dependent on the solenoids and all that. And over time, your solenoids will wear out, and your flippers will just not be as strong as they once were. We're all there as we get older. Our flipper strength isn't quite the same. But he said that what they're going to do, it's going to be adjustable in the settings, and they're basically going to set it at like 7 out of 10 to start with. So as your solenoids start weakening, you can actually turn up the strength on the flippers to get them back to where they were. Or if you're not happy, if you think they're too strong, you can dial them down a little. Or if you just think they're too weak to begin with, you can dial them up. So I'm pretty stoked with this thing.
I can't remember for sure. I'd have to go look, but the Stranger Things cabinet, I know the plunger, you've got a plunger, not the plunger, I'm sorry. When it loads a ball, there's a solenoid that kicks a ball up, like when you hit the start button or when you have a ball save or it's the next ball. You can adjust that solenoid, and they tell you when you get it to turn it down some because it's coming out of there. They made it so that you could do that if it got weak. They said turn it down to about 60% because that ball is coming out of there at such a speed that it's actually can damage the machine. They're just counting on you to wait for that. And I think you can adjust the flippers too on that, but I'm not sure. But I know the solenoid that gets the ball up and playing is totally adjustable. Matter of fact, I turned it down one time just to see, and it barely got it up there. But so there's the capability of doing that is very possible, and that's cool that they're doing that. That's kind of pretty high tech for them.
Yeah. Now, one thing they did say, that front panel where they got right now, they got like a fake coin door with some buttons on it that they can, and a D-pad and stuff like that. That's all in development, and it's set up right now just to be able to start a game. But one thing he did say, the plunger itself, the slot's going to look like a keyhole, and the plunger's going to look like a key. So you pull the key out of the keyhole, and then boom, to launch the ball. So that's kind of neat. I don't know if that boom is going to be part of the game, but I'm going to see what they'll do. But
you should have actually added a little soundtrack to that, though. That video, your body is a wonderland. Your body is a wonderland.
Yeah. But Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for it. I think it's looking great. I think it's coming along nice. They're saying the Kickstarter for the thing is supposed to be sometime mid-March, so we're just a couple weeks away from when the Kickstarter is going to go, and then they'll have the pricing narrowed down a little better and all that, and talking about some of the other variables, and of course they'll have more pictures and stuff with the. I think they said that version that we just watched is like version 2.0 of the playfield, and they already have 3.0 was being assembled while he was talking about it. So we'll see 3.0 or maybe even a 4.0 version in another couple weeks when they're getting ready for the Kickstarter. Nice. And
I know that one concern I have is the pinball size. You know, I go and buy my pinballs from a local place in bulk. When I say bulk, I don't buy one. I buy like 12 at a time. The Stranger Things takes 6, and now the my other one, it doesn't have the multi-ball one takes 6 balls. The Stingray takes only 1 ball. Really, when you have a multi-ball one, you have to change your balls more often. I don't know if Poe's going to like that.
I was trying to be good for a change.
The balls, the balls slamming against each other cause imperfection.
Good.
And when they do, they tend to eat up, they get rough spots on them, and they can eat the playfield up. So I replace them. So the point I'm getting at is they do sell 2 different size pinballs down there, but the one for the Stingray, they're all the same size. But they do smell a smaller ball for the Stingray, and it's not for playfield. It goes in the slam tilt. In other words, you've got a little pendulum for the tilt, but then if you slam the table, there's a pinball that lays down in there, and it's just sitting in a little trough, balanced. Well, if you slam the table, it'll go up and make contact with something, and it's a smaller ball. Now, if they're using that same size ball, that's fine. But I'd hate to think that they're going to put some ball in it that's going to be proprietary, that I'm not going to be able to get a replacement ball unless I buy it through that.
Well, and I'll tell you, going along with that, for one, as Kelly said, now this is plus shipping too, and they haven't figured out exactly what the shipping costs are going to be. And of course, all the talk with the tariffs and stuff like that, because they do get a lot of parts from China. But everything on this machine is going to be proprietary. It's not going to be, you can't just go to one of the online retailers where you're buying your current flippers and solenoids and all that stuff. You're going to have to get it from them, which can be scary with a new startup company, because you could end up buying something, and if a major part breaks, you're just screwed. And they're trying.
Hopefully, they're successful enough that they can bring out more tables in the future, and maybe it's a little easier to.
Right. That's the goal. Is they plan on doing multiple tables. This one takes off. They'll have different themed tables. The guy's, he says all the right stuff. He's wanting to make this into a pinball company and he's adamant about keeping it at that price range, because you don't want to let it creep up. I think Pito's asked him something about, well, did you ever think of doing like a $1,500 or a $2,000 model where it is full size? And they said, no, the price point is the selling point. He wants it to go retail. He says it's hard to put stuff in retail stores for over $1,000. So you got to keep it down under $1,000. And he wants to keep it at that price range where those of us that look at, you can go buy an arcade 1-up, or you used to be able, for $300 or $400 versus going and buying a full Donkey Kong machine and you're paying a couple grand. You could go buy you couldn't buy Donkey Kong. That was a bad example. A Pac-Man machine or something. But, so that's what he's going for, is to try to keep it at a retail type of price. And if he has multiples going, then you can just buy the parts. And he definitely is wanting to make it home serviceable though. So you'd get if there's a fault or something's broken or whatever's not working, you can just go online and you say, this is the part that's not working, and click on it, and they ship it out to you. And then it's just a pop it out, pop it in kind of thing. It's all pretty much plug and play. But it is all proprietary. So you can't, if your flipper goes out and you're like, it's just a solenoid, I don't think you can just go buy a new. Maybe you could if you want to break down the whole thing and and solder the parts in and all that stuff. But I'm sure you could. And they're still trying to figure out the warranty, the length of warranty. They're like at least 90 days is what they're leaning at right now, but they'd like to get it up to 6 months or a year for the warranty, but they're not sure. I think it really depends on how much money they get off the Kickstarter and all that, and how much money they have to work with. But
see, you mentioned something earlier. You mentioned shipping, a Kickstarter. Okay, Kickstarter means possibly getting a better price. If it goes to retail, then that price I can see where it might creep up, because you got them producing it and selling it, and you got the retailer wants his markup. I know the thing I like about the retail aspect is you can actually go play it, or see it, touch it, feel it. I know that's what kind of turned me off to the At Games when Sam's Club had one on display, and unfortunately for At Games I didn't buy it because I could see it, and I just thought, nah, I'm not getting that. So, and it'd be nice to just pick it up in your truck and take it home, not worry about it being shipped.
Yeah, and they are saying that the Kickstarter people might have other things that are available to them that won't be available later. They're talking about toppers, maybe getting a topper kind of thing.
Definitely need to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And Kelly's saying, maybe a numbered plaque with it also. Derek's asking, where are they based? They are based, actually, they're in Pennsylvania somewhere. Is where they're based out of, but most of the manufacturing and stuff is going on over in China, so he can keep the costs down. So they are worried about the import costs and all that stuff, but
shipping,
the company itself,
getting the shipping containers here, that's always a problem. If
you go onto the Kickstarter website, I don't have a link right here, but if you go to the Kickstarter site and do a search for Wonderland Amusements, I think it is, or Alice Goes to Wonderland Pinball, you can find their Kickstarter page. They have a lot of information about the company on there and what they're looking to do. And I'm following it because I want to know when it goes live, and then Kelly and I'll have to make a decision on whether we're going to get in on the Kickstarter or wait to see what happens. But
did it say whether it takes quarters or is it just all push a button and play? I mean, it's obviously I set mine up for free play, but it is kind of nice sometimes though I used to keep mine on where you had to pay a quarter, which is cheap, and I just kept a bucket of quarters there because it was just kind of fun. You felt like you were in an arcade.
They have no intention of doing that at all. It's going to just be button based, kind of like a digital table would be. And they're even right now, he's got like the power switch and everything right on the very front of the thing, which I think they'll probably end up moving it somewhere when the first time someone's playing it and they accidentally turn it off because they bump it with their knee because they're nudging the table or something. But they have the power right there, the D-pad for getting through all the menus, and then just push buttons and he said they're not even talking about putting an openable fake coin door so you could put those buttons inside, like you go into yours, Greg, and you change all your settings, you open the coin door to get in there. They're not even going to do that. Everything's going to be accessible without having to open anything. He says it's for convenience, so you don't have to mess with all that open. I'm pretty sure it's cost. They're like, they don't have to buy a hinge door.
Yeah, that's going to be all cost effective. You got to make a hinge door. I mean, the Stranger Things, when you open the door, the Stingray's older, doesn't have all the safety features. When you open the coin door on that Stranger Things, it cuts the power to a lot of the stuff inside to eliminate you reaching in there and shocking yourself. Now, there's some things you have to service with the power on. So they give you a button that you have to intentionally push to turn the power back on, with the door open. Because at first I thought, well, how do you do that? Well, they showed you how you can lock this button on.
Yeah.
They make you go through to do it because they don't want, you open that door and stick your hand. I forget how many volts and those capacitors are thrown out, but it's ungodly amount of voltage and amperage around.
Yeah. People don't realize how long those capacitors will hold power. You pull the plug and be like, oh, it's not even turned on or anything. It's like, if you didn't drain the power out of those capacitors, they can knock you out.
Polo, the idea of this thing is awesome to me. And also the idea that if Bart and Kelly had one and I had one, we could do little challenges together is also awesome to me. But I know me. And if I only had one table, I would probably get bored and then it would gather dust. That's $1,000 sitting there gathering dust. So for someone like me, it would probably be better to get a digital table, save up and get that where I could, put different tables on there. So I don't know. The answer is I don't know. I probably won't get one. Well, the wife will kill me too if she. It's kind of hard to hide, even though it's 80% the size of a real one. It's still kind of hard to hide.
Right.
So,
look, you never know, Post. She might get on it and play it once, and then you can call it an anniversary gift. So yeah, I got it because she loved it.
I do really like the idea.
I was just telling the story to the guy at work today that I told you guys about, the guy from Australia that we got to talking about gaming, and he thought it was the coolest thing ever when I said, yeah, Kelly had never really played any games before, never played pinball before, and now we'll go to a place and she'll be all excited. They got a Monster Bash pinball table over there. And she fought me tooth and nail to get her to play on this table when I built it. She said, I don't want to play pinball. I don't want to play pinball. But I mean, Greg's seen, she likes playing pinball. She got on that pinball machine and she likes it.
Well,
so
when I started dating my wife way back in the day, of course, I was huge into Atari, NES, and at that point, Super Nintendo. And the first time I went to her house and met her parents and everything, or met her dad, I met her mom before that. We worked at the same place. But I walked into their living room and there was a Super Nintendo sitting there. And I'm like, whose is that? And my wife, she says, that's mine. And I'm like, oh, she likes Super Nintendo. This is awesome. Then I find out that the only reason she got it was for Mario Paint because she was a babysitter and somebody had Mario Paint. So she liked it. So they had that and like a WWF wrestling game for her dad, and that was it. And later I found out she does not care for video games at all. So she doesn't play anything. She won't even try. So
yeah. See, that's the thing. And Derek, I get it. Obviously I have a digital table now. And but Greg can tell you, Greg has a couple of each. He's got 2 physical tables and 2 digital tables. But sometimes it's nice, those of us that own digital tables, it's still nice. You go to arcade or a pizza shop or something, they got a physical table. It's like, yeah, I can play Elvira on VPX all day long, but if I see one at an arcade or at a pizza shop,
definitely,
I'll dump money in that thing and play the physical table. So there is still something to be said for having a physical table. And there's also something to be said, and Greg can probably attest to this as well. When I had my physical tables, I wasn't professional level, but I got pretty good at them because you play the same table all the time. And we're doing these challenges on these digital tables, and I forgot how to play most of them because you have 1,000 tables, you play one, you may not play it for 3 more years, till you play it again. So a lot of the digital tables, we buy them all from FX because they're cool. I might only play those once or twice, and then I never play them again, and I forget what it's all about. But when you paid $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 for a pinball, you're going to play the dang thing, and you do start to learn the table, and you know what you're doing, and you get better at that one table than I am at. When I had the Joker's table, I could play that better than I can play any of the digital tables I have because I played it all the time. As much as you would think maybe you wouldn't, just having it sitting there, which again, Greg can probably attest to also before he had to have his knee surgery and stuff, and he could easily get down to his arcade room. There's times you're just like, I'm just going to go play pinball because it's right there. And I'm going to play. He'd probably jump on that Stranger Things table and just play for an afternoon because nothing was happening. Cheryl went to somewhere with a friend. He's home alone. He's like, yeah, I've seen everything Pornhub has to offer 13 times already. So I'm going to go play some Stranger Things for 3 hours, so.
To reiterate some of the stuff you're saying, for example, my digital tables, I've got FX, FX3, all those on there. Bart's 100% right. There's some of the tables that all of a sudden I say, oh, I forgot I even had that. Same thing with VPX. I don't know. I think last time I looked, the counter on there tells you how many tables when you're scrolling through Pinball Emporium. I don't know. I probably got 3,000 or 4,000.
Yeah, you could get to a point where it's
And,
overwhelming. Just like with the arcade, you got too many things going on, or that Pandora's box I have had too many games on it. And it took me 3 hours to search for a game, So yeah, I can see it from both angles.
Yeah, I got like.
Yeah.
Oh,
But the one thing about a modern table, though, is I'll throw this at you: the Stranger Things. Hollywood Polo just mentioned something about that's amazing. I got that. It's you've got there's so much. Nobody prints a book telling you how much.
Stranger Things. It's Greg's search term on Pornhub.
Took me a minute.
That's good, Derek. That's good.
There's so many things to beat on that game. They like all the rule sets. They sold you the game. They don't give you a manual that tells you that. You got to go to some website and find somebody that's already figured it out. But then there's other things you can do on there. There's like Kelly got her name on my table just by there's different games you can play, believe it or not. One of them is like it just launches all the balls, especially with a multi-ball system. It just launches all 6 balls at you, and your objective is just to see how long you can keep all 6 balls going without draining. So there's a lot to be said for what you can do with one. The only other thing is I bought mine, fortunately, when the price is right. And I tell people now that come over, oh, that's another time I use it. Bart was right. When I'm home alone, I'll go down and use it. If company comes over, you have.
Are we still talking about Pornhub?
I'm a little yeah. But I look at people's hands. I asked this lady friend of Cheryl's came over and wanted to play, and I said, "Let me see your hands." Well, she had a big old ring on that would turn and big old stone on it. I said, "You got to take your ring off." She said, "Why?" And I said, "It'll scratch the table." And I know that sounds like I'm being a jerk, but I think I gave right at $5,000 for that table, including shipping. And I've added some stuff to it. I added the black lights to it, and I added some stuff to it to kind of upgrade it. But I'll tell you what, I think if I keep it pristine, I think I can get $7,000 out of it right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think they went up since then. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And we're actually. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
wanted to say like for tables, if I were to have like 2 that I would consistently play, be like Elvira's Haunted.
Well, I was going to ask that if you could have any table at all, any of you guys, what would it be? So perfect.
And like that one or Star Trek, I wouldn't mind playing that like forever. Even though I'm kind of like with you, I'd rather have all the games. Then I can play the different Elvira instead of that one Elvira game. But yeah, I was like thinking about that. But also arcade machines. In my arcade room, I'm actually mostly playing Donkey Kong. It's only got the 3 Donkey Kong games because when I'm firing up the Street Fighter 2, it's got a bunch of MAME games. I'll be scrolling like, no.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go look at Donkey Kong. It's only got the 3 Donkey Kong. And I'll go play that. I play that the most in my arcade room. And then if I have company, Maximum Force gets played a lot, even though I put the ROM set so you can play Area 51 or Maximum Force on that arcade machine. I see a lot of people play that. And of course, the ladies, they love Centipede, and I have that in the kitchen. And they love playing that. And it only has like the 3 games. I got Centipede, Millipede, and Crystal Castles on it. So only 3 games that you can pick out of it. And they seem to get the most play out of the other 2, like 1943 that I have. It has tons of vertical games. And of course, Street Fighter 2's got tons of horizontal games. And then of course, the kids, they love Double Dragon. It only has Double Dragon. They can play on it. And they love playing Double Dragon in my arcade room.
Nice.
So
Yeah. For mine, it was when I had the dedicated Robotron 2084 machine. That thing, everybody, because you could just walk up and play a game, and it's so fast paced. You could play a decent game in 3 minutes, and at least I keep telling Kelly 3 minutes is a decent time. But that is a tough question though, Poe. That is a great. I like a couple of Kaos's Scared Stiff, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, nice.
They're great. Yeah, but one thing.
I'll tell you, if I were to get
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, as far as physical tables, there's one table, and I know I'm going to have to pay a fortune for it. But if I ever see one for sale and it's in pristine condition, it's going to be hard for me to turn it down. But I've heard they want crazy, stupid money for it because they're all used. They don't make them anymore, and that's Batman 66. And
I played one of those at
Man,
the
I'm telling you
Pittsburgh
what.
Gaming Expo last year.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
toys in it and the things it does and the stuff on the screen showing the bing, the bang, the boom, and Batman and Robin.
Yeah, it's a fun table.
Travis,
It's a fun
Travis
table.
will stand there. The only table he'll play the whole time we're down at the pinball.
Yeah, yeah. It is a tough call, but yeah, I don't know because, like I said, I bought that Joker's table. I didn't know anything about it till I got to the place, and it was like, "What do you have in this price range?" And he had really only two, that one and Bad Cats. And I chose Joker's because it had multi-ball and Bad Cats didn't. And I turned out I really love that. And one thing that I'm concerned with that I was kind of looking forward to with this Alice in Wonderland table is I don't really want the super complex rule sets that they have now.
Right.
Joker's was kind of very mild compared to normal stuff, but it was pretty intense or pretty much to it compared to my just Pinball by Stern. That was the EM table I had, which was very basic. Yeah, hit drop targets and pop bumpers. That's about all you did. It had a spinner, but there wasn't a lot of rule set to it. And there's something to be said for knowing how to play the game. And they said this Alice in Wonderland, they're talking about having 8 modes to get through, but I don't think they're going to be super complex modes. And then I think he said to do the wizard mode or whatever is like if you complete all the modes 3 times, then you have saved Alice from Wonderland kind of thing. But he did say that it's looking like they're going to have 8 modes to the thing. And it's like, well, I don't want it to be too deep because I just want to be able to sometimes just want to smack the ball around and try to get some points. And you're not like, okay, I got to hit this ramp 3 times. And then I got to hit the drop targets on the right side. And then I got to get it in the sinkhole on the upper left corner before the timer runs out. And you're like, okay, that was just the one thing. Now I did that. I got,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm kind of a medium school when it comes to that. I like some rules to go for, but I don't want it to be so in depth that I don't, know what I'm doing. I'm happy with, like, if you watch my videos on my level of what I know about him compared to like Ed's knowledge, where he knows everything you need to do. And it's like, I can't do all that. I can't remember it by the time I watched Ed's video. So, yeah. So, but I do like Elvira Scared Stiff more than the other ones of Elvira because I've played it the most. It's one of those things.
Right.
I played Elvira Scared Stiff a ton. So I'm very familiar with what I'm supposed to do. And even though the haunted house one or whatever it's called, haunted mansion, haunted house, Elvira's, it's a cool game. It's got a lot of neat stuff, but I don't know it very well. So if I had to pick right now, I would go with Scared Stiff. But if I played on that other one, if they were side by side and I got to spend a couple hours at the store and they were both the same price kind of thing, let me play this one for an hour and let me play this one I might switch. But, but right now I'm more comfortable with Scared Stiff. So,
Derek mentioned VPX has that Batman 66, and that's probably what would happen if I found a used actual Batman 66 table and they told me it was $12,000 and it was for pristine. I'd probably go home and lay down and say, take a little break and think, I've got that on VPX, and it has the same with the pup pack. It has the same stuff on it. And I can play it anytime I'd want, and probably reality would kick in, and I'd probably say, no, I'm not buying another. That's what I've heard they're going for. It's about $12,000 for a used Batman 66.
yeah. Yeah.
But with that
it is cool.
Guys, I don't know if you've noticed me moving around here. I don't know what's happened, but I'm hurting, and I'm going to have to say goodnight. I got to get up from this chair. I've been doing really good, but if you noticed, I've been sitting up, moving around, and
I noticed you're getting fidgety. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a pain pill and smoke a joint and go to bed. So anyway, with that being said,
All right.
Good night, Gregory.
All right. We'll see you, Greg.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah. Derek, no, the topper is Party Monsters. Elvira and the Party Monsters is the topper. But yeah.
Yeah, to own one, I would say
It's
I
great.
really like Monster Bash, and I also like Funhouse. I like ones that have toys. So yeah, maybe one of those. My buddy had, and I don't know which. I know there's multiple Kiss ones. I think my buddy had a Kiss table back when we were in high school, and he was into everything Kiss, and his parents bought him a pinball table, and it was in their dining room, and he brought me in to show me his Kiss collection. We were both really into Kiss, and I was just blown away. But I don't know which table that was exactly. I know there was a little spinner that had Gene's face on it, and on the other side was just the tongue. So whenever the ball hit it, it looked like he was sticking his tongue out. So I thought that was really cool.
Nice. Yeah. The first time I ever saw someone that had a pinball table at their house, they had a Kiss table. It was a kid I knew down the street from me in Phoenix. And his dad, he had 2 tables. I don't remember what the other one was. But he let us play on it every once in a while, but not a lot because we were pretty little. We were talking first graders and stuff like that. So yeah, back in the day when first graders were allowed to walk all the way down to the other end of the block by themselves, and your mom didn't freak out. She'd freak out if you came home too soon. Not if Greg's gonna hit the gravity bong and go to bed. Yeah. But those are great choices too, though. Monster Bash would be tough to not, if I saw a good deal on a really good quality Monster Bash, and if I had room. I don't have room. That's the other thing for me with this Alice in Wonderland. It's not full size, so it makes it a lot easier for me living in a tiny house. But it is, like you said, Mike, when you have a game that, whether it's an arcade game or a pinball, that it's kind of the dedicated game. Sometimes you can just turn your brain off about the choosing, just turn the machine on and play what you play. So like I said, I loved it when I had that Robotron dedicated. I did have some other games on it, but you would have, when it booted up, it booted into Robotron, and then you'd have to exit and get into the menus. And I had a pretty cool menu screen because you just use the player 1 and player 2 buttons. And I think I had a jump button for each, just a single button for each joystick if you wanted to play games like, Mario Brothers or something. And it'd be like, it would put up old DOS prompt kind of text on the screen. Press the player 1 start and the player 1 jump if you want to play, whatever, Mario Brothers. Plus both of the jump buttons if you want to play this other game, And so it was, but we almost 99% of the time when we fired that up, it was to play Robotron. And it got played more than I had a Donkey Kong at the time, and that's my go-to game was always Donkey Kong. I played Robotron way more than I played Donkey Kong because you could get in and out so quickly. It's like, but I don't know. And then Jason turned like 7, and then I couldn't touch his scores anymore on Robotron. So I was like, dang it. He would throw scores on that thing like I could not believe. But that's a great Monster Bash is a fun table. That's one of my favorites of all time.
Somebody locally had the Funhouse table for sale. I can't remember the price, but man, I was looking at that too. That would be cool. Yeah, they are spacious though. They're full size tables. You need to have a lot of room for them, and there is maintenance to be had. So you do got to be prepared for that. And like I told Kelly and I were talking about it when we were watching that show about the Alice in Wonderland on P-Dub's channel. I would probably, at the time that I ordered it, I would probably order a couple extra flippers and some of the solenoids, that the main ones that go out more often than not, and just to have them on hand. So even if they didn't go out of business or anything, if you don't want to have to wait 6 weeks if your flipper dies. Right.
So, and somewhere, I think I've showed it before, somewhere underneath this pinball machine, I still have some solenoids and flippers and stuff from when I owned pinball machines 15 years ago, because that's the same thing I did. I bought spare parts because you will have things that break with a physical machine. So, yeah. Oh, T-Dog's got to take off.
T-Dog.
See ya, T-Dog.
Yeah.
And thanks for
sharing.
thanks for playing Ms. Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody
Yeah.
that joins in.
Yes, we definitely do. So that's officially the end of my pinball talk. You got anything else you guys wanted to talk about?
Well, I know we have that movie section, right? That on our Discord. This is going to be the movie I'm going to be watching. No, let's do that. You see it?
Oh, let me get this.
Oh, yeah.
To Drive with Corey Haim and Corey Feldman.
The Coreys.
The Coreys. Yeah.
Gonna go and Heather Graham.
Nice.
Heather Graham, of course, you can't forget
Yes.
her in the movie as well.
Roller Girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roller Girl. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. I forgot I had a slideshow on that one too. Here, I'll share it.
On Roller Girl.
On Roller
Yeah.
Girl? Excellent.
And Marky Mark.
Dirk Diggler. And Chest Rockwell.
All right, there you go.
All right, here we go.
So yeah, I guess that's when he gets his like a permit to drive and stuff. So I'm looking really forward to watching this movie again. Of course, that's his. Was it the instructor? He said, "Yeah, if my coffee spills, you fail."
Yeah.
Remember that scene? Yeah, that was pretty hilarious. And then let's see here, and of course, there's Heather Graham herself right there. And wasn't it? Corey Haim was driving a Cadillac, wasn't it? The grandfather's Cadillac in the movie, if I remember right. So I think he steals
I don't
it.
remember.
So yeah, technically he wasn't supposed to be borrowing that because he did fail his driver's test and stuff. And there's Corey Feldman, his buddy in there. And I remember this scene where they're carrying Heather Graham because she's passed out. I think he later put her in the trunk or something. That didn't look good with the cops. And of course, towards the last, do you guys know who this guy is? The dad, and of course, the mom.
He was in a lot of stuff back in the day, and he was in It.
Yeah.
He was the TV movie.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So that was the scene where
He was in quite a bit of things.
Yeah.
He was pretty.
And then the mom, I seen her before too, the one that's pregnant that needs to go to the hospital. So the dad tells her, you're driving, even though he knew he didn't have his driver's license and stuff. That was actually pretty cool. But that's it. So I'm looking forward to watching that tonight because I pulled it out and my son's like, oh, I've never seen that movie before. So I said, okay, we can watch that tonight.
It's been a long time since I watched that. I remember renting it back in the 90s and watching it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like because of the cover. I mean, the VHS cover. That's why I rented. Like, I know Corey and Haim and Feldman and stuff. So, awesome movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time. I think I saw it way back in the day. And, but I actually downloaded the Last Starfighter.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
I was planning on watching that while we were on the train. Maybe I put it on a thumb drive because was that one of the ones that Randy Savage, Retro Savage?
Yes, he has that in his collection. Yeah.
Was that one in that video he did not that long ago? All those movies he picked up, and I was like, man, I haven't seen that movie in forever. So I kind of got the hankering to watch it, and I downloaded it, and I didn't. We started watching one movie on the train. I think that's why I texted you guys and said my laptop started smoking. And I think something just because the train jiggling and stuff, I think the something got maybe loose in one of the fans, and it was smoke checking the fan. But they're working still. Both fans are working, and I don't know, but Pogster Greg just just left a few minutes ago. He was starting to get uncomfortable. Had to go. So good to see you in here. Sorry you missed your buddy Greg. He'll be in the replay though for the first hour and 40 minutes. But yeah, that was in Retro Man Randy Savage's video, and it got me thinking, man, I haven't seen that movie in forever. I want to watch that movie. So I think I'll be watching that sometime this week.
Yeah, Lost Boys is good too. That Derek.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Lost Boys is a great
Mike
movie.
gave me
and the Corys are awesome in that.
Monster Squad when I was out to visit him at his house there.
Oh yeah.
And so it's kind of funny. I just happened to see on Facebook today that they found that car from that movie, the hearse from that movie. Some guy has it on his property, and it's actually rusting out. So I don't know. It came up randomly on Facebook. This guy found it. They're talking to the guy. They're going to try to buy it off of him and restore the thing, and maybe have it shown at different shows and stuff. So they're trying to talk him into letting them buy it off of them because they said it's really rusting out right now.
Yeah, they need to restore it. Yeah. Polo, what's a great VPX table? Last Starfighter? Is there a...
Wolfman does have Nards.
Wolfman has Nards. That's hilarious.
My buddy used to rent
they
that.
Don't make movies like they used to.
Used to rent that all the time. We watch it over and over again. So I was so glad when Mike gifted me that.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in forever either. There's so many good movies back then. You almost get to where you forget about them, and then someone mentions it, and you're like, "Oh, such a great movie!"
I just saw recently. I don't know if you guys remember the series Monsters. It was kind of like Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, on TV. Yep.
Yeah, I used to watch that with my dad late at night, and somebody said it's streaming on Prime now, so I'm going to have to check that out.
Ooh. Okay, I gotta watch that. I love watching that show.
Nice. I have to look that up too. Yeah.
Polo was like asking Cry Little Sister. I've never heard of that movie before. You guys?
No, that's the song from the Lost Boys.
Lost Boys. Yeah.
Wasn't
yeah.
Bill in the movie from Bill and Ted? Bill from Bill and Ted.
Yes, he was in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's one of the
he
vampires,
is.
Yeah,
he ends up getting killed. He's the first one to die, I think. The first of the vampires. Poe might confirm that once he can hear us again. I don't know.
Yeah, my phone is about dead here. I'm trying to plug it in. I had to get rid of the headphones here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Was Bill S. Preston Esquire, was he the first vampire to get killed?
I think so, yeah. I think the keeper and them were all pissed off. And
yeah. Yeah. And then the other one was the guy they said looks like Twisted Sister. Yeah, that was a great movie. Just Corey Haim, I think, was just hilarious in that movie. And I don't know, I still can't believe the director or whoever the set designer did him wrong with that Rob Lowe poster. But
well, at least it wasn't Charlie Sheen. So
right. Yeah, such a good movie. First come, first date. Yeah. Do you ever see that other movie that he was in? What was that called? It's the guy that played Bill and Ted. What's his name? I can't think of his name. It was in my head for a second. And he's in that heavy makeup. He plays the psycho neighbor, and he's like, Kelly might remember. What's the name of that movie, Kelly? Put it in the chat if you remember. It's hilarious. You can't even tell it's him. Because the makeup's so heavy, and he just plays this obnoxious neighbor who's like kills people and stuff. It just came out like 2 years ago. Dang it. And I can't remember the actor's name either, so it'd be hard to look up. But I guess you could look up Bill and Ted and then find out his name. But Is that it, Derek? Is it Freaked?
Great cheesy horror.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely a cheese fest. But once you know that it's him under the makeup, the whole time I'm watching to see signs that it's him. just and it is cheesy horror, and it's worth watching. Besides that, yeah, okay. But dang it, I cannot remember. Anyway, if I remember it, I'll put it up in the Discord. But yeah, it's crazy because you can't even tell it's him. The makeup was so heavy. But anyway, anything else? We're running up on that 2-hour mark.
Yeah, it's about time for bed.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty tired. It's been a long day for us again, like normal. Yeah, freaked, Kelly says. So, all right, I'm thinking let's just roll into final thoughts. If that sounds good to you guys. Sounds like it's 8 o'clock. All right. So, Poe, what do you got? What do you got for a final thought?
I've been working on 3 or 4 videos, and I actually have one done. All I got to do is upload it. So I don't know if I'll do that now before bed or do it from work at lunch tomorrow or something. And the other ones are close to finished. So finally, I've been working on them for a while. Another thing is I finally did a video on the 3DO that I bought like 3 weeks ago. And got that video about done. But a lot of these systems that I bought through the years, I was trying to collect all kinds of games for, and it gets expensive. So like when I got my TurboGrafx, I got an EverDrive for it, you know. For my Genesis, for the 32X games and the CD game, I got an EverDrive for it. There's a thing called ODE for these disk-based systems that a lot of people are doing now, where you bypass or disable the laser, because that's what goes in a lot of these systems. You can buy this mod chip for your Sega Saturn, your PlayStation 1, your Sega Dreamcast, stuff like that. And when I was looking up the 3DO, I didn't find anything on that at first. But today I did find a mod chip for it. So I ordered one. So that way I don't have to burn a bunch of CDRs and hope they work and not work, or buy all these expensive 3DO games. When I get this thing, I should be able to put the entire library or whatever games I want on a micro SD card. And it's a no solder installation. You take the ribbon cables from the original disk drive, or the laser, you know, from the CD drive, and put them into this thing and put your thumb drive on there. So I'm going to give that a try instead of spending $100 per game for the 3DO. So
You do need to get a physical copy of Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, though.
yeah, I saw that. Saw a few of them on eBay. Wow, are those expensive for such a bad game?
Yeah, I got a copy of it. I bought it from my coworker that had a bunch of 3DO stuff that he doesn't play anymore. So I just bought like the 2 boxes worth, and I was like really stoked when I seen that. Like, oh, yeah, this game's expensive.
Yeah,
actually, it's I played it. It's not bad. I know there was an angry video game. I mean, the game is bad, but I thought it was so bad that it was good type. So it was pretty funny to me, just how the quality. I mean, anybody could have shot and did that game and made it just the way it was. So it's, to me, it's unique. I love that game.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, at least now I can just put the ISO on there and play it instead of spending the how many hundreds of dollars it is for the thing right now. And it's funny because I recorded that video yesterday of 3DO, and I played Escape from Monster Manor as the only physical game that I own right now. And just as I got done recording that, I saw that My Retro Life, Tyler.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
I watched that video already.
It's so funny that he just happened to bring a video out about the 3DO and how that was his favorite game when they first got the system. So,
wow.
Yeah, and he said he didn't like the Jurassic Park game.
Yeah, he was looking forward to Jurassic Park, and it was kind of great. I love his channel. I've loved it for years. You know, it's just if you haven't watched it before, his dad was huge into video gaming since the Atari 2600, and his dad recorded like every moment of their game collecting life back in the late 80s, all the way up through the early 2000s. So he has like every important system launch and game launch on VHS that his dad recorded back in the day.
Wow.
It's an awesome channel. I love Tyler's channel.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, hey, before we get to Mike and your final thought, I got to be in. Destroy Our Neighbors is the movie with Alex Winter is the guy.
Alex Winter, that's
I
it.
don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but
whoa.
Excellent.
Yeah. But that's him in that movie. It's funny. It is funny, but anyway, yeah. Road Rash on 3DO, says Derek.
Yeah, I was gonna buy that, but then I went and found this mod, so I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna buy anything till I make sure this thing works. So
right.
And if this works out fine, I'll probably end up
Oh.
getting one for my Dreamcast and for my Saturn also.
Nice. All right. Are we good to move on now?
Yeah.
To Mike's final
Well,
thought?
until I interrupt them.
Poe will have thoughts for that too. So what do you got, Mike?
Oh, well, I got done shooting, filming my Dino Crisis 2 video with me in the game room. So I had to get those shots and a couple B-roll footage. So that's done. I uploaded the computer and I'm going to be doing some video editing today. So after I get done eating dinner, then I'm going to start working on that. So I'm going to just take my time, and then when it's ready, it'll be put out. So yeah, that's what I got going on. Is the Dino Crisis 2 for PlayStation 1.
Excellent. That should be great. All right. I don't have anything really planned. I do have that Zaccaria Pinball, the other new table. I can't remember. I don't think I uploaded it. I think it's all edited and everything. I just need to upload it. And of course, I'm going to be playing some Choplifter.
Yep.
This week, I'm going to be doing a video on that as well and getting in that. So anyone that can get into that Choplifter, we're playing the arcade version. So play it on your MAME or on whatever way you're able to. Get in on the Choplifter. Right now, the bar is set really low because I don't think anyone set an official score. Poe played for the show last week, but that's about it. So get in early, get in often. So that's really all I got. So I've just been gone for a couple, 3 weeks and trying to get back in the swing of things. And but I do have this week off all week, so I hopefully can get back into doing some gaming and maybe some recordings too.
And somebody's got to think up a console game for next week.
Okay. Yeah, we can talk about that. So sounds good. So so look for that. Get in on the Choplifter. You have all the way till next Saturday night, midnight time Pacific. So you got plenty of days. You got plenty of days to get in on that thing. So that's all I got. I think I'm going to roll the outro. So we will catch you all guys next week. Thanks for watching. Later. Outro play.